You ever noticed how the way we're told stories is, well, it's changing? For ages, a story was something that just happened to you. You'd listen or watch or read, but what if the story turned around and asked for your opinion? What if it actually needed your input to even move forward? That's the huge shift we're seeing right now. Storytelling is going from a one-way street to a full-on conversation. And this really breaks it down perfectly. You've got the old way, the monologue. It's totally passive, it's a one-way fire hose of information, kind of like a lecture. But then, on the other side, you've got the dialogue. And this is where it gets interesting. It's active, it's two-way, and maybe the most important part, it's inviting. It's not just telling you something, it's asking you to come on in and be a part of it. So, this brings us to the main idea for today, interactive storytelling. It's all about making that leap, moving beyond just being an audience member and into a world where you're an active participant. To put it simply, interactive storytelling is anytime a creator, a brand, whoever, gives you an invitation to become a part of the narrative itself. And that word invite is everything. You're not just a bystander anymore. You're basically a co-creator in the whole experience. I guarantee you've seen this out in the wild. You know those personality quizzes that tell you which character from a show you are? That's it. Or maybe an impact calculator that spits out a number based on your own lifestyle. It even gets as complex as those videos where the choices you make literally change the entire plot. In every single one of these, you're not just watching a story, you're kind of steering the ship. All right, so we get what it is, and we've seen some examples, but why does it work so well? What's the psychology going on here that makes being involved feel so compelling? I mean, that's the real question, right? It's more work for you, the user, and it's definitely more complicated for the person creating it. So why does this method of telling a story just work so darn well? And here it is. This is the secret sauce. The second a story asks for your input, your brain just switches gears. You're not just passively absorbing information anymore. Nope. You're thinking, you're deciding, you're contributing. That one little shift from just being a viewer to being a participant, it changes absolutely everything about how you connect with what you're seeing. Yeah, as the source material points out so well, this whole thing helps people personally connect to the impact of their own choices. When you make a decision, you see an immediate result. It creates this really powerful feedback loop. And look, this isn't just about keeping you engaged for a few more seconds. It's actually a proven way to help people learn more deeply and even change their behavior. That's why it's becoming so vital for everything from marketing to public health campaigns. Okay, theory is great, but let's look at a real-world example of this in action, one that takes a massive, kind of overwhelming global issue and makes it feel incredibly personal. A perfect example of this is the carbon footprint calculator. I mean, it's just a brilliant piece of interactive storytelling. It takes this huge, abstract, global problem and boils it right down to your specific day-to-day life. Let's just walk through how it works. First, it asks you questions about your lifestyle. Then it crunches the numbers based on your data. And finally, it shows you your personal result. See? At every single step, the story is being built completely around you. And this is the magic moment. Suddenly, climate change isn't some distant headline about international treaties or something you see on the news. It becomes a number, right there on your screen. A number that you helped create with your own life. It becomes personal, it becomes tangible, and it's so much more memorable because you had a hand in it. So let's wrap this all up. Now that we've seen what this is, why it works so well, and how it's used, what's the big takeaway here? What's your role in all of this? It's really that simple and that profound. The most powerful stories are the ones you get to have a role in. When we're given a choice to make, a question to answer, the story stops being something we consume and starts being part of our own experience. It sticks with us because, in some small but really meaningful way, it's our story now too. And that feeling of ownership, it's changing everything. So the next time you're scrolling or watching something, just keep an eye out for this. Notice those little moments when you're invited in, because now you know the real power behind that simple invitation. The only question left is, where will a story ask for your input next?